Diana has been living in seclusion for years, choosing to avoid the chaos of the modern world after the losses she's endured. But when reports of strange seismic activity and mysterious disappearances reach her ears, she senses something more dangerous than nature at play. The peace she has fought so hard to preserve feels fragile, and her instincts tell her the world will need her once again. Her quiet days on a remote island are shattered when a wounded messenger arrives with an urgent plea for help, carrying an artifact tied to the mysterious forgotten past. While investigating the artifact, Diana discovers it's linked to a hidden temple deep beneath the Aegean Sea, a place said to hold the heart of the Titans. Legends warn that if awakened, the Titans would bring destruction beyond mortal comprehension. She consults with their Messiah archives, uncovering that her own mother once sealed this power away after a devastating war. But the magical seal is weakening, and someone is trying to break it open. Against her desire to avoid conflict, Diana prepares for a journey she knows could cost her everything. Her path leads her to Athens, where she finds signs of battles fought in shadows, cracked marble, scorch marks, and strange energy signatures. She tracks the disturbances to a shadowy figure known only as Kallistrate, a warrior-priestess claiming to be a descendant of the Titans. Kallistrate believes humanity's greed and wars have proven unworthy of ruling the earth, and she intends to restore the age of the Titans to cleanse the planet. Diana tries to reason with her, but their first encounter ends in a fierce battle that destroys half the plaza. Wounded from the clash, Diana seeks help from Barbara Minerva, the reformed cheater, who has been quietly working as an archaeologist. Barbara is hesitant to get involved, fearing she could slip back into her old self, but Diana convinces her that this fight is bigger than either of them. Barbara reveals ancient maps pointing to the temple's entrance beneath the island of Delos, but warns of dangerous guardians left to protect the seal. The two women form a tense alliance, both wary yet respectful of the other's strength. As they journey toward Delos, they're ambushed by mercenaries hired by an unknown benefactor. Working with Kallistrate, the fight pushes Diana to unleash more of her divine power than she's used in years, but it leaves her drained and questioning if she can still endure battles like before. Barbara notices this hesitation and calls her out, reminding Diana that strength comes from resolve, not just physical might. Their uneasy camaraderie begins to shift into mutual trust. When they finally reach Delos, they find the island cloaked in a supernatural storm, with waters churning unnaturally and skies blackened. They navigate underground tunnels filled with traps that test not only their agility, but their loyalty to one another. The deeper they go, the more Diana feels an oppressive force pressing on her mind, whispering doubts about her mission. She realizes the temple itself is alive with ancient magic, feeding on their fears. Inside the central chamber, they find the seal, a massive crystal heart, pulsing with golden light. But Kallistrate is already there, chanting an incantation that causes cracks to splinter across its surface. Diana rushes forward, but the temple's guardians, massive stone constructs with burning eyes, rise from the ground to stop her. The ensuing battle is fierce, forcing Barbara to face one guardian alone while Diana engages Kallistrate. Barbara defeats her guardian at great cost, breaking her own arm in the process, but she refuses to quit. Diana, meanwhile, is forced to fight not just Kallistrate's strength, but her ideology. Kallistrate accuses Diana of betraying her heritage by siding with mortals who destroy the earth, forcing Diana to reflect on her own doubts about humanity's flaws. She responds by acknowledging those flaws, but affirming that compassion and redemption are worth fighting for. The battle reaches its peak when Kallistrate manages to partially awaken one of the Titans, a towering figure of molten rock and steel. The sheer force of its presence shakes the chamber, threatening to bring the temple down. Diana and Barbara combine their efforts, using the lasso of truth to bind Kallistrate while channeling the Titan's energy back into the crystal heart. The strain nearly tears Diana apart, but she refuses to let go. In the chaos, the temple begins to collapse, forcing them to make a desperate escape. Barbara is pinned under falling debris, and Diana must choose between sealing the heart permanently or saving her friend. She chooses Barbara, narrowly dragging her out as the crystal seals itself once again, though not without leaving a deep scar in the earth. The Titan's roar fades into silence as the island calms. Back on shore, Barbara thanks Diana, but warns that the crystal's seal may not hold forever. Diana admits she doesn't know if she has the strength for another battle like this, but Barbara tells her she's already proven she does. They part ways with mutual respect, though Diana feels the weight of what almost happened. Returning to the Messira, Diana faces her mother, who tells her that the threat of the Titans will always linger as long as humanity exists. Hippolyta warns her that the next awakening could be even more catastrophic. Diana realizes she cannot hide from the world any longer. Her place is among mortals, guarding them, even from themselves. Meanwhile, in a post-credits scene, a mysterious man retrieves a shard of the cracked crystal from the ruins of Delos. He whispers to it, and it pulses faintly, suggesting that the Titan's influence has not been fully contained. His identity remains hidden, but his smirk hints at a deeper connection to both the Messira and the gods. Diana returns to her apartment in the city, quietly watching the sunrise. She reflects on the cost of her battles and the loneliness they bring, but she also remembers the faces of those she saved. A small smile crosses her face as she dons her armor again, ready for whatever comes next. The news reports strange celestial lights appearing over the Mediterranean, with scientists baffled by the readings. Diana senses it's the beginning of something much larger than the Titans, a greater threat that might involve the gods themselves. She grips her sword, the morning light reflecting off its blade, and whispers, "I'll be ready." Barbara, recovering in a hospital, receives a visit from a cloaked figure who offers her the chance to regain her powers in exchange for allegiance. She refuses at first, but the figure leaves behind a strange amulet that begins to glow when she touches it. Her eyes flash briefly with golden light, leaving her uncertain about her own future. Far away, in a hidden realm, Ares watches the events unfold from a throne of fire. He smiles darkly, whispering that the age of heroes is ending, and the age of gods is returning. The camera pulls back to reveal other shadowy figures gathering around him, their faces obscured, but their intentions unmistakably ominous. As the credits roll, the final scene shows a young girl on a remote island, discovering a strange golden feather embedded in the sand. She picks it up, and her eyes widen in awe as a distant voice calls her name. The screen fades to black, hinting that Wonder Woman's next ally or enemy has just been born.